Hello, class. This is Marcos, and this is our week 3 briefing for our baby board book assignment. I just want to take a few minutes to take you through what you should be working on for the coming week so that in week 4, you're ready for our next class session on Thursday. Last night, we had our first in-person class, and it was great to see everyone in class and to almost everyone and to share in our second design reviews. And we had a lot of great concepts, a lot of great storyboards, some great text written, and a lot of really intriguing and very well thought through design and illustration approaches that I'm excited to see develop. And as I said in class, this is the time now where you've got a foothold on what you're doing. You're not facing that blank sheet of paper anymore. And now it's about being able to really take charge of your process, have the discipline, have the take the time to really create your design pages, your illustration, your typography, your color studies, to make options to really begin to make the best version of what you've conceived and what you've started off in your preliminary design development. So within that process, it's going to be about thinking about the feedback you got, and also thinking about feedback you heard from others, or maybe feedback you gave that may have connected to what you're doing, and really take to heart what was said, and really try to develop your ideas further. And if there's something you said that you think might be good, but you're not sure you like it, remember, we're still at the point where you can start creating different directions within your concept now. You can try a certain style and make some pages for that, or a cover or so, and then you can try a different version of it and still be able to weigh between those different options. And this is the right time to do this. And next week in our class, you'll be reviewing with your small groups and with me, and this will be a chance to present different options and to get feedback, and for you to be able to see what you might think is best, so you can develop it further and be able to kind of know that you've really thought through what's the best thing to do. So continue to develop that this week. Spend the time you need, plan it out. Good time management is going to be important. Don't let things fall behind. And then if you are in the middle of working on things during the course of the week, over the weekend, feel free to share your progress and ask me questions, send me snapshots from your screen, or whatever you find best. Utilize me as a resource to help you through getting the best version of your design fulfilled. And in creating this, I want everyone to continue to update their presentations, to add to the deck. You might be doing like different variations, so it might be a little not so literal, because your presentation will be edited down at some point, but just in that spirit, we're building this presentation further. And in speaking to that, I also think it's important that you, when you're creating things, that you have them organized, and that you're looking at them and you see like option 1, and you can see the pages on a presentation page, and then you can see option 2 or option 1A, option 1B. I think it's just helpful to use that presentation even for yourself, so that you're not looking at a messy screen full of different options, that you're putting things in the center of a page on a white page, and you're really looking at them in the best possible way. So that's a reason for it as well. And just a reminder for the context here, we talked about this in class, but we're starting week 3, and we're working on our design development presentation. On week 4 will be when we start to finalize, and then week 5 is when we're going to finish it. So we have about 3 weeks, and then final files is basically the beginning of the next project, but it'll be you'll have a week cushion to be able to turn in those files, and it's only meant to be worked on if you have something complicated that's taking more time, and you want to utilize some of the time in the first week of the next project. Let's try to avoid it being that you're just far behind and now you need to kind of hurry up and finish. Of course, that'll happen sometimes, and nothing wrong with that if that's the situation you find yourself in, but try to avoid it. Try to plan your time out as well as possible. Rigorously spend time making each week be as valuable as possible so that you're really happy with your result. So this week is basically about continuing what you were doing, building more pages, trying out design illustrations in a deeper way, or design styles in a deeper way, looking at options. And options don't have to be like dramatic differences. They could be micro kind of options where you want to try one kind of technique versus another, building on like the same foundation. So this is the time to do that. Work on those options, make more pages, change, if you find that your storyboard isn't quite right, like make that change. It's there to change. It's there to follow. It's there to change. Use it in the best way possible. And a few of you had that comment from me where it's like, oh, it's like, seemed really good, but there's maybe one or two things that would make it even better if you change them. And this is the time to try to do that, really push yourself to do that. And again, imagine how the text is going to work, how somebody is going to read this out loud. Some of you have some simple, basic kind of cool core ideas that just require one big word, or even sometimes no words. But do think about how you can engage the reader to have a prompt to say stuff or to add to it, and additional text. Even if it's small, you can still have that big, simple core idea. But if you have smaller text as a secondary kind of channel, then that might be a good thing to do. So think about that at this point as well. Make sure you post your presentation on the Google Drive and be ready to be in our week 4 class in our classroom again. And we're going to meet in groups of 3, following the same breakdown of people over the same course of time. And I will send out that schedule in the beginning of next week or mid next week before class starts. Everything's posted on Canvas. Make sure you utilize the template and that you're working with the right proportion pages. Some of you weren't quite doing that yet, and that is okay to start with, but it's important that you work on this kind of square or double square format. Whoops. Again, with the cover, the logo is going to be in the bottom corner with the white box around it. The logo is going to be on the spine, and this text and UPC code is going to be on the back. So you have to work around that. Most of you got a chance to look at the actual printed books yesterday, which I think was super helpful, and seeing it in real life context. And you can kind of see how, particularly in the back pages, how that had to be worked through in a way that was different than the spreads or the full page. I'll bring those books back next week, and you'll have more time to look at them. So keep that in mind. And of course, there's still the YouTube videos of each book if you need to spy a quick look. They're still up on my YouTube page. Use the Google Drive to post everything, and do this each week so that presentations are quick and easy, and also grading can get full points because you turned in a deck every week. I think that's basically it. We're building on your presentation again, and utilizing this in the best way possible so that your final will kind of be ready, even when, because you've built it every week. Great. So hopefully everyone is got your schedule at hand, and you're managing all your classes and any work you have to do, and managing in time for fun and relaxation and rest as well. But make sure you push yourself. I can't be there to like cheer you on or harass you to work more, but always make sure you're putting in time for this, because it's an important thing, and this book is going to be something that's going to represent your work for the rest of your life. Like I said in class, it's going to be a piece that you're going to have. It's going to hold up over the years and decades, and something you can be really proud of at any point in your life. So I really want you to keep that in mind, and really continue, as you already have, to hold this project serious and to really make your best effort to do a great book. And everyone is on the road to doing that. So let's keep that going. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you Thursday. And again, reach out to me if you need anything via email or Slack, or if you want to set up a Zoom chat, we can do that as well. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Thursday.